Okay guys, coon Jake just fleshed out here, so we're going to show you how to stretch a coon. We got our wooden beams here, and as you can see I have them marked out, so whenever you go to pull it down, you're just not guessing on what size. If you're almost to a double X, you might be able to stretch a little bit more, but if you don't have those lines, you're not going to know how far you're pulling it unless you got a tape measure and you're pulling it or taking the tape measure on it, every time you pull a coon. So, alright, I'm going to show you guys this here. You guys see this nose here? It's a real long nose. Now, I put that nose up in there, you're losing about a ½ inch. So what I'll do is I'll put it over the tip of the beam. Now, I suppose you can do this whenever you're skinning them out, but I take and cut that nose, that cartilage of that nose, and I cut it out of there. So that way you can see, you're not losing anything now. So, center up your nose, center up your coon, get everything so it's straight. And usually what I'll do is I'll flip it over, stomach side up. And I'll take it and I'll put it up against the wall here. And I kind of put it into my leg here so I can, I hold it at the same time. I can hold it and I still got both hands to work. So what you'll do is you're going to need 2 pins for the belly side. These right here are your 2 legs. These 2 legs get pulled down here. So what we're going to do, take a pin, put it in that leg, pull it down. You're going to want to you don't want to pull it over, but you want to put it kind of center-ish of the board. You want everything to be centered here. So you take another pin, put it in there, pull it down. So there's that. The stomach is stretched. Take it and I'll flip it over. Make sure everything's all centered up here. And then we got the tail. You can see right there, it's a double X. So I can pull that down and I'm going to make a double X for sure. So I don't want to pull down on this thing and stretch it too far. So you'll take 1 pin here at the base of the tail, put it in, give it a little stretch, pop it in there. So you got the base of your tail here. So then what you're going to do, you got a little bump of fur here. You want to make a little bump of fur here and here too. What that'll do is, let me show you here. This is one that's been stretched out. You open that thing up, and that's real thick fur. That's what the fur graders want to see. They want to see that bump. And as you can see, we got a little bump there. We got our bumps there. That just adds to the thickness of the fur there, so it just makes your coon look better. So we'll do that, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Take another pin, and I'll come to the side here, and put you a pin. Kind of pull it up from the side there. Put a pin. You kind of want to be straight across. You want everything to be nice and symmetrical here. Make your coon look good. The better your coon looks, the more money you're going to get for it. So then all I do here, put a pin right in there. We got a bump of fur, bump of fur, bump of fur, and a bump of fur. And then what we'll do is we'll take and we'll trim those off. So then we're going to go to the tail here. As you see, we got a little bit of fat in the tail, which is not good, but it'll be okay. So you're going to take what they want to see. They don't want you guys just to take this tail and stretch it out and stretch it all the way down. They want you to actually pleat this tail, just like that. Yes, it makes the tail shorter, but that tail, that's real thick. Compare that tail here to this tail. Yes, it still looks thick, but you bunch that thing up like here, and that fur gets real thick. So that's what they want to see. Now, I'm sure there's easier ways to do this, but this is just the way I do it. I'll come down about 1.5 inches, put a pin in it, pull it up. Do that on either side. So come down about 1.5 inches, pull it up. I'm still stretching it out, but I'm pushing it up instead of just pulling it down. So come down another 1.5 inches, pull that up. And as you can see, it's pleated, like the pleats in your pants. So I mean, depending on how big the coon is, you know, it might take a couple of pins, but and then at the base of the tail, all I do is just, you know, make it straight, pin it, because whichever way this is pinned, when it dries, that's the way it's going to look. So we'll take our knife here, and we'll trim this nice and level here. So what I'll do is you can take a brush here and brush the fur, because whichever way that fur is brushed to, that's the way that fur will dry. So just kind of take it, make it look nice, fan it out a little bit. All right, do the belly side. For the belly side, I lay it down on the table, and you're going to need a knife for this part. So we're going to start the legs. We leave our legs long, pull them up. You're going to want to cut them about 1 inch, 1.5 inches. Cut them off. There you go. There's that. Then we're going to come up here to the lip. Kind of put your finger in there wherever it gets taut. Put your knife in there. And we're just trimming that lower lip off. You don't need it. So there you go. That lower lip's trimmed. Then we're going to come back here to this part. This was a female. So you have 2 nipples, 2 nipples, and 2 nipples up here. The way I like to do it is, I like to come up in between the first set and second set of nipples here, put you a cut in, and all you're going to do is just trim this out. This is what's called an inspection window. Take it all the way down. As you can see, we're not taking that much off. All this is doing is whenever this coon dries and it goes to get graded, the fur grader will actually be able to look up inside of your coon. So this is to show your coon off. So there you go. That's an inspection window. So there's how you stretch a coon. Hang it nose side down, and that's how you hang it. One last thing, you're gonna need a belly board. Take your belly board, put it up in there, and that just makes it so it's easier to get off your board. So that there, guys, is how you stretch out a raccoon. So good luck trapping. We'll see you guys.